think I'd like to take a moment to talk about handlebars, integrated bars, one-piece cockpit. How wide should they be? A lot of people talk about, oh, wide handlebars for good handling. You know, I would have to disagree. I've done the 46, 44, 42, 40s, 38s, and now I'm on 36. And I haven't really seen the actual handling safety of handlebars be a factor at all. If anything, I think the narrower I've gone, the better experience I've had on the bike. And I'm riding swoopy, pretty tight switchback corners quite a bit. And I wouldn't say that my 44 bars have been any better in any corners. If anything, maybe a little bit worse. Just because I'm not able to carve through the corners as well, I don't think. Now, if I'm gonna actually turn the front wheel with narrow handlebars, yeah, it's gonna be more twitchy. But rarely on a road bike are you turning the handlebars. You're more leaning through every turn. If you're going through town, perhaps, a wider handlebar would be good. If you're on a mountain bike and you're on single track, yeah, that's gonna be more stability. But these road bikes, we're meant to go straight. We're not really turning sharp. We're not going lower speeds like on trails. And if you're in town, your main goal is just to get out of town and get on back roads like this. So I would stick with your stem and handlebars, and then until you get your fit right with the stem at least, and then just get the one-piece cockpit, narrow as you can go. I wouldn't really go under 36 just because that's also the UCI kind of limitations, where if your hoods come in a little bit, you're at 29. And if you're at 36, you can get the drops at 38, 40. And so you still have some stability if you're going downhill, getting to the drops. But otherwise, I think that the comfort level of the integrated cockpit, stem and handlebars in one piece is really nice. It tends to soak up some more bumps. And with the Chinese ones, you can really get them just about as cheap as a separate stem and handlebar. It's all kind of about looks as well, which is really a factor for your bike. You want it to look good, but you want it to function good too. If you don't look at it and think, damn, that's a cool bike, you're probably not likely to ride it. Slowly like tweaking your ride to fit you is kind of key to how long you stay in this sport and how much you enjoy it. Buying a bike is step number one, and then it's getting your fit dialed in for you. And what works for you, not what a doctor or chiropractor or physical therapist or a bike fitter tells you. It's all really custom to you. So I take advice, but with only a grain of salt. I'd say a better talking point over handlebar width is learning how to brake properly. You want to brake before going into the corner, but not brake while in it. So learning what speed is appropriate for each corner know the road signs and be able to feel the speed that should be appropriate for going into it. So braking before and then flowing through it off the brakes, whether it's a switchback, a gentle rolling corner, how much speed can you carry through it? And it can be a fine line that I think people should think about over their handlebars, which you should find what works for you and what feels comfortable. And maybe that is a 484, but also maybe it's a lot narrower. You kind of just need to try them all and give some time to adapt. Sometimes you can get those cheap aluminum ones to just try out, or just go all in, buy it and adapt to it. As long as it's not too much narrower than your shoulders, that shoulder joint to the next one, then you'd probably be fine. But learning how to brake and just handle the bike and shifting your weight is far more important overall than how things are just set up and some random person on the internet saying, oh, you gotta go really long crank arms and really wide handlebars because that's how people have done it in the past, and why change things when you can actually be more comfortable and more aero, which isn't really the point, I don't think. Aerodynamics is what it is, and for us it's not going to make a big difference anyways, but it'll change how the bike feels, which can make it a lot more fun. And that's the whole point, hopefully, as I've kept alliterating to everyone. This is definitely deer country. They are everywhere. I just saw a little baby and I tried to get it, but it scampered away too quick. The adults are a little bit more courageous. They don't just take off when they see a person. But the fawns are like, poof, gone. Right behind me is Hayden Lake. This is just what I've ridden around. Pretty twisty, curvy road most of the way around. And I don't think that any wider handlebars would have helped me in my stability. But I'm just what some people might call a poser out here, riding around. I am nowhere close to like some of these guys who are super fit and competitive, but I try my best just to get out here, ride, put in some miles, and do what I can. Most days I'm getting up early, I'm getting on the Uber app, hopefully doing like some kind of airport ride, make around $80 to $100, and then ride the bike, go to the gym, whatever it is, try to move, and then go to the restaurant to work until 11 or midnight, and then wake up and do the same thing the next day. And so, you know, when I have the opportunity to ride outside and, you know, get on my bike, I just want to have as good of a time as I can, because the rest of my day is definitely super busy, stressful, and just being tired from the day before and what I'm doing to try and stay healthy and fit, which takes energy, and it's hard to continue to recover when you're not really giving yourself a break like I should. But you know what? It's working out so far, and I guess we'll just keep pushing along and striving to do our best and do what we can with the time that's given to us.